Welcome to this special edition of Virginia Beach Fire Department's Over in a Flash. Hello, I'm Howie, and this is not John because John is on assignment this month. But not really, but you gotta admit that sounds pretty cool. Makes it seem like we're a little bigger organization than we are. And speaking of my esteemed colleague and co-host, John, he has recently accepted the responsibility to be acting captain at Engine 16 C Shift over in the plaza. So we wish John all the luck and know he'll do a fantastic job, and we hope to see him back here next month. This just in, the big number everyone's been waiting for, 4,027. That's the total call volume for Virginia Beach Fire Department for July 2025. In third place, A Shift ran 1,253 of those calls, followed by B Shift with 1,324, and somehow smoking both of those was C Shift with 1,450. The busiest engine, once again, Engine 18 with 386 calls. Ladder 16 edged out by 10, Ladder 7 with 182 calls. With the Battle of the Heavy Rescues, it was Fire Rescue 1 being victorious over Fire Rescue 2 with a score of 140 to 112. For the fire drone, somehow we came across with 118 calls. I believe that's a new record for the drone. I'm sure y'all are on the edge of your seats for that one. And last but not least, Tech One. Why do I mention Tech One? They had but one call, but oh my gosh, it was a doozy. On this particular call, they put the technical in technical rescue. Here's why.
Elevator emergencies, usually a routine call. But recently at Town Center, there was a call that basically put the technical in tech rescue. And I'm joined by Captain Craig Brown, who was at that call, and he can hopefully tell us a little bit about why that was anything but routine. Captain?
So Engine 7 and Ladder 10 responded to the elevator emergency at 222 Central Park. The reports were a lady was stuck between the second and third floor of the tower of the 22-story tower at Town Center. So they responded, and it turns out the lady was pretty, she was upset that she was stuck. She had probably been there 45 minutes or so.
Oh.
And so it turns out, though, that she was stuck between the second and third, but in a blind shaft. Blind shaft is something that has no access points from the first, and actually ended up being the 9th floor. So it's a straight, it bypasses the parking garage in that structure and does not have access points until the 9th floor. So there was no way to go above and below that we normally would do in those types of situations to get her out. So they secured the power to the elevator and called us, Rescue 2, to respond over to see what was going on. So we responded over, and then we upgraded to a technical rescue. Turns out we had to go up to the 9th floor and set up a system to drop Nick Harris and Chris Geller down to the top of the car, secure the power on the top of the car, make access through the hatch on the top of the elevator car, and then to put her in a harness. So when Nick got down there,
you actually put her in a harness?
Yes, we put her in a harness. So normally we would try to tend someone, like the tending would be the rescuer would be with the victim, for lack of a better word, to raise them up so they kind of calm them down. So what Nick went down there, and the hatch was pretty small, you couldn't get two people through the hatch, so we would have to lift her through, and then Chris Geller would have to grab them on. But he talked to her, and she was good with him putting her in a harness and us lifting her up to the 9th floor. So it was about 60 to 70 feet access through the shaft. So she was good with it. We pulled her, we had to do a redirection through the actual hatch, and we lifted her up, moved her over, and then lifted her the rest of the way up.
Well, job well done. Obviously, these guys practice night and day for this sort of thing, and luckily, because of that, it was routine and everything worked out. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it.
All right.
See you at the next big one.
Yes, sir. I'd love to. Appreciate it. Thanks, sir.
Just back in time for Marine Ops training, Fireboat 2 is now back in the city of Virginia Beach. Marine Ops training is scheduled to start in the next several weeks. Hey, just wanted to address a really hot rumor that's flying around out there. The potential of us going to a 24, 72-hour shift, meaning adding a D shift. It is a possibility, but I've been told by senior staff it is only being looked into. It's being researched, but there's nothing set in stone by any means. And I was told to pass along that in the next month we should have some more information for you as to why they're even looking into that possibility. But again, to stress, it's only a possibility that's being looked into, and who knows when it might occur, whether it be 6 months or 6 years. So just to put everyone's mind in the right framework, it's just being looked into as a possibility and what would be involved, but we'll have more information for you on that topic hopefully next program, because there's some meetings that are going to occur between now and then discussing that. And also on the topic of Ray's retirement breakfasts, they're not really his, but he's one that keeps it organized and going and takes a lot of pictures and always trying to promote it. I went out there to the last one and was just shocked by how many people there. I think there was like 38 people there at one time. It's a great opportunity, whether you know the people that are there, that are retired or not, or just meeting some other people that are going. A lot of information, a lot of stories. You just can't go wrong doing it. So you get a chance, go there. It's Mary's down at the oceanfront, first Tuesday of every month at 8 o'clock. Goes till around 10 o'clock or so. So check that out. You may remember at the beginning of the program, I teased you that this is a special edition of Over in a Flash. The reason for that being I'm joined by Chief Goyette, who has some great information that our citizens can definitely benefit from. Chief?
Thank you, Howie. So I'm here because I want to talk about our After the Fire campaign that we've been doing. So just over a year ago, in collaboration with many people, we came up with the After the Fire book for citizens or the victims of a fire. Well, going through here, there's a lot of people who are telling me, this is great information. Why do we have to wait until after the fire to give it to people? So then we came up with the idea of how do we reach the citizens who neighbors have just had a tragedy. So that is where the door hangers come in place. The idea is there is an emergency in the neighborhood, and that's when people are hungry for information. They want to know how they can stop this from happening to their fire or to their house. So we came up with this door hanger that has a QR code and website. And if you scan the QR code, it has much of the same information on how to prepare yourself if you ever have a fire, but it also has hundreds of files in there about how to prevent a fire. So they can either scan that QR code or go to the website. So we're hoping that after fires, the crews, before they leave, will go and put these on the houses of the neighbors. We're looking for no special number, just a handful, especially if people were outside watching, just so we can engage. It's another way of engaging our citizens and to try to make them safer. The post-incident analysis that's done on the survey 123 with the phone has another question on there, 2 more questions, that is just simply a checkbox of, was a pamphlet given to the victim and were door hangers distributed? And then we're able to track this QR code to see how many times it's been hit and how many times that website has been accessed, so we can see after a fire if more people are going on the website to look at it.
That's a great idea.
And that's how we're measuring our success right now.
So basically one pamphlet is for after the fire, but the other one is before the fire. So being proactive to try and prevent that from having to get the after the fire, so to speak.
That's exactly right.
Well, Chief, thank you very much for swinging by and sharing that information with us. I think we can all agree that the citizens of Virginia Beach can definitely benefit from that information both before and after a fire. And that brings us to our final segment of the program, Who Are You? But today's segment is going to involve a very distinguished gentleman, very, very close to retiring. And for that reason, I think it's better we deem it, Who Were You? Hey, thanks, Howie. You're doing a good job so far, but I think you need John's help. Anyways, whether you call him Vance, Car 2, or Chief Cooper, I'm sure he'll answer to all those. But anyways, it's my privilege to be here with a man that's getting ready to call it quits after many, many years, and we're thrilled that he took some time out of his busy schedule to share a little of his career with us. So without further ado,
Chief, thanks very much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
So let's start out with how many years has it been?
A little over 35.
30.
I got 35 years, and I had a couple years volunteer through Kempsville. That's how I got my start. Joined up at Kempsville Volunteer, knocked on the door, not unlike many others. Started at Kempsville, knocked on the door and said, hey, I'm interested, and they welcomed me right in and fell right into a career, and I've loved it ever since.
I know I worked with you at Company 16. Where did you start out?
Yeah, right out of recruit school, I went to Station 19, A shift. That was shortly after 19 had opened up. I think maybe they'd been open a year, maybe, or not even a year yet. And I went to work for Captain Dan Fentress. And my other crew members were Marvin Castello and Stanley Vaughn.
What are some of the biggest changes you've seen in your 30-some years career?
Yeah, wow. So I would definitely say the biggest culture change that I've seen that was being started from a few, and I mean a handful in the fire department, was the way we think about our health and our fitness. And I've told a couple people kind of a funny story. Back when we first came in, Chris, it wasn't uncommon to be at a fire station, and you had a bench press, you had 100-pound dumbbells, you had 10-pound dumbbells, and that little wheel with the handles on it, and we were fit, right? Yeah, we were fit, and it wouldn't be uncommon to work with a crew of 4. A couple of you might work out, one of you might wash their car, and the other one was a smoker, right?
Yeah.
And now that's just not the way we see it. It has been an absolute culture change. Now it's diet, it's food selection, it's sleep, it's taking care of yourself, it's working out, it's having 2 incredible people in exercise and science that understand everything about us. It's our blood work that we get now, how we're assessed by doctors and professionals. That has been the biggest overall change. And now, it's been coined human performance. It's been all of those elements for a long time. For me, that's probably the most powerful, biggest change. And I'm seeing that throughout our state. I'm seeing that throughout our country's fire service.
All right, well, because you have so much knowledge and everything, and you've made such an impact on the department, but obviously we have a lot of younger people over the last few years. What advice do you have for them going forward? Whether it's, whether or not they want to be a captain or a chief or whatever, but what advice do you have for the younger guys and gals?
Yeah, so, all of you got into the job because you probably said, this is a really neat thing and I want to be a part of this, and there's some action, and they're going to pay me pretty good and I'll be able to raise a family and all that stuff. That is also true. Just keep in mind that you have to take care of yourself, right? And I would say that by taking care of yourself, you are then able to help take care of the people out there you're responding to, your crew, your family, however big that is. Could be your mom and your dad, it could be your brother, your sister, it could be your own family you're starting. When you have your stuff in one sock, you're not too distracted and you're allowed to help others. And that's what this job is about. So I guess what I'm trying to get to and saying all of that is, doing this job is about everyone else but yourself. So keep that in perspective. This is about everybody else, but you got to take care of yourself to be able to do that really well.
All right, last question. What will you miss the most?
Yeah, well, I've been asked this a couple times already. I don't know that I'm going to miss...
Damn, I wanted to be the first.
I don't think I'm going to miss any one thing the most. I've told everybody I'm going to miss it all. Sometimes you hear people, they'll have their versions of what it is. I'm going to miss the people. I'm going to miss the good and the bad. I just feel like I've been very blessed. I've had an amazing life. I'm hoping that continues. And 35 years of it's been here. I grew up in the fire department. I was 18 years old as a volunteer, hired at 19. I got men that I consider father figures, right? Amazing friends, people that I know at my toughest time or best time, I could call and say, hey, you want to participate in what I got going on? They're in, no questions. It's just, that camaraderie, those people that I'm with, I'm going to miss that, right? But also the good and bad that makes those times worth fighting for. It comes with both. I'm not going to miss the evil. There's enough evil out there. I'm not going to miss the evil, but the good and bad, they come together, right? And I'm going to miss it all. It's going to be good. I'm going on to do something next. Don't know what it is. I'm super happy about it, but I'm going to miss all of you, right? And I'm going to stay connected to many of you. I'm going to see you. And in 6 months, they'll be like, who? Who are you talking about?
I don't know about
So, yeah, so that's what it's supposed to be. That's the way it is. I'll tell you a story. When I got hired, my dad, who had been retired almost 40 years in civil service, just always had some pretty good perspectives on stuff. And he told me, he said, Vance, I got 2 things for you going in. Not going to make a lot of sense to you right now, but I'm going to tell you anyway. And so I'm 19 years old rolling in. He said 2 things. One, he said, you're going to work for a big organization with a lot of stuff that's going on, and you're going to do amazing things, and you're going to grow, and you're going to help people, and you're going to have friends, all the stuff I just talked about. He said, but never lose sight of, if you stick your arm in a bucket of water and you pull it out and you turn around, there's not going to be a giant hole. There's going to be some ripples on the water for a little bit, but it's got to fill in, and that's what has to happen. It has to keep going. And he said, along with that, he said, life gives you the test first and the lesson second. And he couldn't have been, those 2 things ring loud and clear to me right now, and have for the last part of my career. And just hearing them, maybe it's good for someone and it'll register for them, right? But it's so true. Like, you're tested every single day in this job to only learn that, wow, I still have room to grow, right?
Sure.
There's experiences I haven't had yet that are going to make me better and others better. So that's what the whole meaning of it is, right? To me, that's what it's surmised up to be. It's, it was good. He had great advice.
Well, I think it was a great run, and I enjoyed knowing you from blue shirt all the way up to now, and I think you just made an undeniable contribution to the department, and I will be sad to see you go, but I'll be probably happier to see you on the golf course, because then I can't really get in trouble by you.
I agree.
Not that I ever did, for the record, but
yeah, this will be good, and then hopefully we both can improve our game, since we haven't been able to play as much as we wanted.
we'll cross your fingers.
Yeah, sounds good.
Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Chief Vance Cooper, outstanding chief in the department, and what a outstanding dedication he's given to the department. So we certainly thank him.
Thank you,
sir.
Thank you.
Wow, 35 years of distinguished service to the citizens of Virginia Beach. I think that deserves a proper send-off, don't you? Well, that's exactly what we're going to give Chief Cooper right here at the Harry Dizell Fire Training Center on August 28th from noon to 3 p.m. Stop by and help give him the proper send-off that he deserves. Well, that just about wraps up this program. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, make sure you email Darnell. There's his email address at the bottom of the screen, and we'll do the best we can to implement any changes or suggestions. If you need a drone, don't hesitate to call A, B, or C Shift. We work 24/7, always available for you. Well, preferably not in the middle of the night. But anyways, I'm Howie. This has been Over in a Flash.